Sponsored by Sue Lundquist.
Welcome to the Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
I think I found myself a cheerleader. Benny, good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning. Back at ya.
Wow. Super Sue has gotten her Wheaties. I am so excited to be here. I know when we did the live show from Niagara, Canada side last week. That was super fun. Thank you for helping me make all that happen.
Sure.
That was so cool. We had so many people. So I'm sorry, audience. Hi, Sue Lundquist here. The Gratitude Cafe. If you missed last week's show, we were just coming off of an incredible team leadership with Dr. Joe Dispenza in Niagara, New York. And then a few of us team leaders, we like to, just relax, and because it's such a beautiful, intense environment. So we just took a day or two and went to the Canada side, and we were able to do a team leadership show, live radio. So if you guys want to hear about how Dr. Joe's work has changed our lives, how we're able to facilitate healings and help thousands and thousands of people across the world, from the people that are actually on the ground doing the work, you would totally tune into last week's show. It was pretty special, and I'm going to do that more often. I thought that was pretty cool. We are going to be going to Cancun, Dubai in January, and California, and there's some other places. I think he's doing a progressive in Moscow in the next couple of weeks. So go to drjoedispenza.com and check out that information for all my international peeps. So I'm so excited. Today's a call-in show, so I'm going to give you the phone number. I've got Nadine. Hello, Miss Nadine. Hi, love.
Good morning.
Are you so excited? I love doing this show.
I know, it's my favorite.
It is so good. It's so good. So let me remind the audience about the call-in phone numbers, and make sure you call in early and get in a queue so we can get you taken care of. And just bear with us as I do my housekeeping and stuff. And the phone number is 1-888-298-5569, or locally 425-373-5527. And of course, if you want to call in anonymously, that's totally fine. It's all about energy and connecting. I want to remind all of you, this is my love. I really love this platform. I love to bring people like Nadine, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Christian Northrup, all these incredible thought leaders and people for your healing. It is about a new perspective. It's your new thoughts, new ideas, and ultimately a new you. How about reclaiming you? How about less anxiety, less questioning your purpose? What about burnout, divorce, lack of desire for life, no direction? All of that stuff. You can get so many tools and so many answers, and just some good old-fashioned loving, right? Nadine, right here in the Gratitude
Always
Cafe.
the love.
Always the loving. Always. And honestly, your life is as good as your mindset. I want to remind all of you that I am available as well for readings and for the bridge coaching aspect where spirituality meets practicality. And as you guys have heard me talk, you are shedding old beliefs, old fears, relationships, and those experiences attached to those old habits. You're going to need self-regulating tools to help you sustain that inner self-dialogue, that inner self-love, and that self-care. That's exactly what you get. I do that with my one-on-one coaching. I've got Craziness Clarity Template for Transformation and the Essence of You program. That's an online program that you can do. I've got one-on-one coaching. I am opening my hours up currently. I'm going to be home for the month of October and part of November. So if you would like to get some readings or coaching, one-on-one coaching, or do the online program, please go to SueLundquist.com. You can also email me at sue@imthankful.com. And Nadine has taken the course. She knows about my coaching and lovingly endorses it. So thank you very much. I was just in the Hamptons, Miss Nadine.
Ooh la la.
I know. Doesn't that sound sexy?
super sexy. Super sexy too.
Oh, I love it. Super sexy too. Yes. Oh, my soul sisters. We had a beautiful time and met some incredible people in her community. And I'm really excited to be of service to them as well, because I told them about what we do and what we provide, and whether they want to do it in a private arena or they want to do the call-in show like we're doing today. So 1-888-298-5569, and of course locally 425-373-5527. We are taking calls today. Of course, myself, Sue Lundquist, and the wonderful Miss Nadine Greca. Nadine, my love, welcome again. You know how much I love doing this.
It's my favorite. I say it every time.
I know, it really is. We're good, sister. This is so fun, and I love being able to.
This is the only reason I wake up early, Sue.
Well, I love it, and I know that everybody here loves it as well. So, audience, as you know, when Nadine and I come on and we do readings, coaching, loving, connecting, and healings, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty clever. It's pretty cool. I don't know the adjective to describe here, but there always seems to be a theme that kind of pops up and what people are going through. And it'll be interesting to see what pops up today. How have you been? I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long. How's your clients? What's going on? What's showing up for you, love?
Well, actually, it's been a lot of relationship stuff coming up, a lot of anniversaries in my readings, and leading up to Christmas. This is always, like I said, is always my busiest time. Everyone's hoping to connect. It reminds us of our loved ones. Like coming up to Christmas really reminds us of our loved ones and that time together and family. So this is a time of year where if people are going to book readings, this is like their one time a year where they like to make sure they get in.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And also, Nadine, for the month of December, for our Christmas present to all of you, pretty much every show in December is going to be live readings. I'll check the dates and make sure that, I'm looking at the dates right now. Let's see, 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st. We will be on doing live readings. So if that's something that you want to do and you want to connect with your loved ones, December is the month to do it. And October, I have found, and I don't know if we've talked about this, the veils, the connecting in between the energies, the frequencies, the veil's pretty thin. I know for myself personally, I've had lots of people transition. In fact, I've got a couple right now that I'm tapping in and helping transition through. So I guess what I'm saying to all of you is we love you. You're not alone. And reach out to us if there's a pang, if there's an inner guidance, and reach out to myself or Nadine. And we can help with that. There's so much healing and love that happens when you are able to help somebody transition. And it's a beautiful moment. It's just beautiful. And I know for my clients and the people that I've worked with, it is so nice to have somebody that you can count on, whether it's myself or Nadine or somebody else that you work with, that you can trust, that is going to lovingly transition them through that frequency. So it's pretty amazing, pretty magical.
Yes, it is totally magical. That's what I always think. This is magic. Every time I connect with spirit on the other side and they give us those validations, it blows my mind to this day. To this day, every reading, I'm just like, wow, that's so crazy.
Oh, it is. And I have to tell you, we had so many, and it's magical moments. I mean, it's so many incredible, expansive, healing moments in Dr. Joe's workshop and then beyond. Because I get to engage with all these beautiful souls and these beautiful people. And I can't get over how magical and powerful, tapping into the 5D realm and have it be so validating, because you and I, and it's an audience, this, it's Nadine and I, we do the work, but still we're like, oh my God, that totally happened. when we
Yeah.
can get incredible, right, we tap in and the communication is effective, all of that. It's divine. It's super yummy.
Yeah, I'm
So
still like, I'm
relationships.
still,
Go ahead,
oh,
honey. Yeah, go
sorry.
ahead.
And I'm, like I was saying, to this day, after years and years of doing this work, it still surprises me. It's still something new comes up every reading. It's never boring.
No, it never is
It's
boring.
always like, wow. Like after the end of every reading, I'm like, wow. Like I'm just as shocked as my client sitting across from me.
But
Like,
shocked
oh
in a
my
good
goodness,
way.
I
That
can't
is
believe
so
it.
awesome. Yeah, I
It's
know.
so good. But
It's so good.
you're talking about themes that are coming up and how that, when we're doing this work, how we always end up with a weekly theme or a monthly theme or sometimes just a daily theme. And I was like, I'm not sure what it is. But then as you were talking, I remembered what was going on last week for me. And what it was a lot of questions about what happens when our loved ones cross over. What is it like on the other side?
Oh, yes.
What are the type of things, like, do they go across right away? Do they stay here? What happens over there? Do they grow up on the other side? Do they look the same? Like, all these kind of questions came up for me this week.
Oh,
Those
these
are
are
big
good
questions.
questions. Let's jump into that.
Well, my advice always is I mean, from doing this work, I have a pretty good of an idea. I mean, I only know what spirit shows me is what I should say. So, my understanding of it is probably pretty small compared to the expansiveness of what it is over there, right?
Oh,
So
sure.
I'm only able to speak through my experience with the other side. However, I always tell my clients that if they want to know more, my best source of information for myself was to study near-death experience,
Oh,
to read
NDSs.
those.
Yeah.
Yes, because that will probably give you the best idea about what's going on over there, because those are people who've been there. Like, they've been there
Yeah.
and come back to tell us, right? So
Right.
those are definitely, like, Anita Moriani, that's how I say her
Yep.
last name, I
Yep.
think. She has beautiful books out there that explain it. We've seen them, to heaven and back, and all these different experiences that are more famous than others. But yeah, it's a great way to really learn what it's like on the other side and what happens after we die, because there's so many similarities between all of the stories. And that's what I love about it. I'm like, okay, I believe in God, I believe in the heavenly divine and angels and all those things. But it was actually through reading near death experiences that those beliefs became stronger and stronger and stronger.
Oh,
Because
completely.
because seeing the similarities between people's stories, and I mean, these are people of all cultures, religions, everything from across the world, and they cross over and come back with almost the exact same stories and experiences on the other side. So
And it's for validation too, right? I mean, it's
well, yeah, I want proof. I'm very much an evidential person. I'm a skeptic. I have my logical side, my scientific side, and then I have, of course, my spiritual side. So it's kind of nice. It's a combination of the two. Like, medically they cross over. They're dead for however many minutes, and on the other side is the spiritual side, and they can come back and say, "Wow, this is what I saw, and this is how it changed me.
oh,
This is what life's all about."
completely. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so if we want to know what life is all about and what it's like on
Well,
the other
talk to us
side.
too, because we've got practical application as well. We talk to spirit quite quite often. And I think it's important, since we're diving into the conversation about what happens after you cross over, helping people to transition. And of course, here comes the theme. It's the transition and what happens as people cross over. I want to remind everybody, and I was having this conversation when I was back in the Hamptons about and when I teach about what it looks like or feels like when I am tapping into a 5D frequency or energy. And by that, I mean an analogy of an oscillating fan. You guys have heard me talk about this before. When Nadine and I, when you're in 3D, when you're in form, when you're here, if you are of the belief that you can tap into 5D energies, Nadine and myself are, we work in these frequencies all the time. Everybody has the capacity. It's just whether you choose to open yourself up or not. Totally okay and totally up to you. You have free will. Where I'm going with this, I want you to have an analogy of what it's like for the energy and the frequency. So if you can visualize an oscillating fan, the ones with the pedals, and it's going really slow, you can still see the pedals because the energy is not turned up. Now turn up the energy and you don't see the form, the pedals anymore. That is what we're doing when we're tapping into the frequencies of 5D. You're not going to see there are energies like you would in a 3D format, like here with cars and bodies and densities. 5D is that high frequency energy. So when Nadine and I are tapping into the 5D energy spirit realm, we are raising our energy, raising as in expanding our energy, not bigger, better, or, greater. It's just an expansion of energy. And there's a sense, a frequency that's happening in your body. I don't even know how to explain that. Do you, Nadine?
It's fast.
It's just
fast.
Yeah.
We have to raise our vibration.
Yeah, and it's
to a higher, faster level, because spirit moves like electricity.
Yeah.
It's fast because they have no physical form, right? We're
Yep.
super slow. That's why you can see us, like the fan.
Yep.
And they're so fast that you can't see them. So when we want to connect, like a radio station, when we want to tune in to them, we have to raise our vibrations and change our frequency in order to match their frequency. So they have to slow down and we have to speed up. And like my mentor Carmel Baird says, it's like holding on to a bolt of lightning.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So and that's why, we've talked about this before with psychics and mediums and people in this kind of work, is that one reading is like basically doing 4 to 6 hours of hard labor. Like it takes
marathon.
that much energy.
Yeah.
Because, it's a marathon, because we have to raise our energy. Even if we're sitting still, we're still like, right? So it's like we're holding on to electricity. And the beautiful thing is that if the spirit is stronger and comes down lower, like if they can meet us halfway, great. If they can come further down, even better the further down they come, because it's less work for us. But some spirits, we have to come up to them. And that's when it's harder for us and a bit more draining, is because then we're really flying fast, basically.
Yeah. And, let's talk about, because we're human, right? There's times where we're like, yeah, you know what? I ain't getting anything. This isn't the time for the communication. And I want all of you out there that are engaging with this work and practicing with this type of healing modality, that's okay. Allow yourself that space. That's totally okay. And I know that Nadine and I kind of joke around a lot, but about, I really want to tap in, but we do only, and we do that without the expectation of anything. We have to release all expectation, but yes, we really want to provide an incredible healing opportunity for our clients. And the reason I'm saying this is because give yourself the freedom, give yourself the permission that it's okay that, sometimes your energy just isn't as high or as expanded as it needs to be. And that's okay. Honor your body. It's not the right time. Do you have a couple bits on that, love?
Well, don't force anything.
Yeah.
Right? You can't force anything. It's just like the information that comes through. And I always tell my clients, I can only get what I can get.
Yep.
I can't answer questions that I don't get the answer to. I can't force someone to come across that doesn't want to come across. Like, I trust spirit and I trust their divine timing.
Yep. Totally.
Right? But the thing is, usually, I should say 99% of the time, 99% of the time, spirit lines it up. It's like there's no mistakes, right? Like, spirit
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, spirit brings you who's meant to come to you, and they will line it up for you. So if your loved ones really want to talk to you, don't worry, they will line it up for you.
And you know,
trust that instinct. Trust
I
that
love,
instinct to
yeah.
call me.
Yeah.
Trust that
Yeah, give us a
instinct to
call.
send
Give
me
us
an
a call.
email. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Personal
you
plug
know,
there. No.
no. Please give yourself a plug, of course. But she's the only Nadine Greca on Facebook, so you'll be able to find her really easy. She's posted all over my Facebook page or my website, so it's pretty easy. You can go to SueLundquist.com and, of course, my Facebook page. You know, what was it? I wanted to talk about. Oh, I forgot where my thought went.
Well,
But go ahead.
maybe we should talk about expectations in a read.
Oh gosh, yes. Okay, you know what? Before I do that, I'm guided to say this. Because I pulled a card. You know how I pull cards
I love it.
I know. Guess what the card was? And we love this. I mean, I love this for you and me and for everybody. And I want to remind the audience, if there's little nuggets that you're grabbing from this radio show, that means that you were meant to hear it. So just, I guess, chew on it a little bit and look and see what resonates and feels right. So I pulled a card and I was guided to do it from my animal deck because I love my animals and they're beautiful. It is, I know this is going to sound funny, but it's skunk spirit. And of course, when we see skunk spirit, we think stinky or something like that. But however, listen to this. This is know your worth. I love this.
Nice.
What do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Ah, that is so valuable because are you diminishing yourself in relationships? Are you diminishing yourself in conversations? Are you diminishing yourself at work? How are you showing up with self-worth? So spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Oh, this is such a valuable message for all of us. Know your worth. Excuse me. Not everything will agree with you or share your value, but you can walk with your head high knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are. And if your reputation precedes you, woohoo, good. You have much to be proud of, and Spirit wants you to be your best self and be true to you. Now, know that not everyone's going to appreciate that you that's showing up, and sometimes they go by the wayside, and guess what? That's not your fault. That's them. Maybe you're a recovering people pleaser. Nadine and I can talk to that all day long. Those people that have left your energy field, your personal field, it's because you're not allowing them to take advantage of you. That energy has shifted because you're standing up for yourself. And Nadine and I, we talk about this all the time, that whole not giving your power away, putting up personal boundaries. I'm big on putting up personal boundaries. But you can do that from a loving, compassionate, nurturing way. And that was so valuable for myself because I'm a lover and a nurturer, and I love that quality about me. However, the people that I now have surrounded myself with are the same way, and it's so reciprocated. You know, it's cyclical, if that makes sense.
And I love when I get around people like that.
Yeah.
You know, when you are a nurturer and a lover and you're so used to nurturing and loving other people, I remember it was so hard for me to accept the opposite. Like when I would get around people like that and they're like, oh, they're grabbing the door for me, or they're like, oh, can I help you with those things? I'm like, whoa, I'm not used to this. I mean, I'm used to always being on the giving side, not the receiving side. So I'm like, wow, this is so nice. But it's okay. No, it's okay. But I've gotten better at I think what happens, my train of thought here, I lost my train of thought, but what it is I've stopped I'm still going to be myself. That's my authentic self, is to be like that. So no worries about that. It's just like, you know, you and I have had this conversation about boundaries, and what happens is if that kindness is taken advantage of. And a lot of times that's what happens when you are a nurturer or a lover, or, you know, not everybody reciprocates that. Some people will take advantage of that, right? And use that to their advantage and, you know, to your detriment. So that's when the boundaries come in place. Right. And I had
Those
to learn
stinking
to
boundaries.
because I have to learn to not be a people pleaser. But here's the other thing about this, Sue. Is
Yeah.
saying how when you show up authentically, that a lot of
Yes.
people won't like it. Right. So
Oh.
when I show up authentically as loving and kind and nurturing and helpful, some people see that as fake, as being a people pleaser, as not being able to say no, of always saying the right thing, and they don't trust it.
Oh, but that's on them. That's them.
That's absolutely about them. And I don't want to live in a world where I can't trust nice people. I don't want to live in that realm of like not trusting someone because they're nice or thinking it's fake because they're happy.
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
no.
no.
I am not happy all the time. There's some days where I'm miserable. Not you.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Well, your energy and your frequency. We're human, for crying out loud. And give yourself permission to have the humanness. It is, and you heard me talk about this, it's the refractory period. It's how fast you can get back on the horse again, back in the saddle again. Yeah, you don't want that, the training and stuff that I do with Dr. Joe, it's that refractory period. Some people are in that habit for months, hours, years, lifetimes that they are in that habit of misery, that habit of despair, that habit of lack, all of that for years, my loves. No, change that, please. Okay, we were going to talk about expectations and doing readings. I know we went on a bit of a tangent there, but for whatever reason, I know that was important. Benny, how about we take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about what expectations are, what that looks like, how that can show up in life and also in readings, and how not to have them. So Sue Lundquist here with the lovely Nadine. We are taking calls today. I'm going to remind you of the phone number, 1-888-298-5569. And of course, locally, 425-373-5527. We're going to get you connected with your loved ones, some healing, some loving on you. We'll be right back with expectations.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
It's pouring rain. It's real dark outside. Your heart starts beating really, really fast. You've never done anything so hard in your life. This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. It's such extreme pain, you don't understand how you can finish. I began to feel that there was no way I was ever going to have my title, U.S. Marine. It takes special inner strength, courage, and desire to do this. I was just thinking, I'm so close, I'm so close. And when I finished, I was like, I'm done. I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me straight in front of me, put her arm on my shoulder and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Alternative Talk 1150. We're on your radio at 1150 a.m. We're on your HD radio at 98.9 Channel 3.
So many ways to listen.
We're on the web at 1150kknw.com, streaming live audio and video as well as MP3 archives of many of our shows.
So many ways to listen.
And now, we're on your smartphone or tablet. Download our free app in the Apple App Store or Google Play and take Alternative Talk 1150 anywhere you go.
So many ways to listen.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world. And by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health. and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Make it a great day. Keep your dial on Alternative Talk 1150.
Oh, Benny, I love you. I love that song.
It's not too shabby.
Oh, Benny, thank you, my superstar.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you, love. New perspective, new thoughts, new ideas, a new you. Let's make some purposeful, confident choices in our life. We can help you do that. Today, myself, Sue Lundquist, private coaching and psychic and evidential medium. We can do that privately. You can take my course online, your template for transformation and the Essence of You program. Super valuable. And I've got, over $2,000 worth of free gifts when you sign up for all that. So it's super good stuff. You can just go to SueLundquist.com, the letter C, the number 2, the letter C. If you would like to do that, of course, SueLundquist.com for any of my other services. Nadine Greca, she's the only one on Facebook. You will find all that information on Facebook. She's also on my website all over the place. Please reach out to her. Today on the Gratitude Cafe, we are opening the phone lines. And sometimes we open the phone lines and it ends up that it's an education show where Nadine and I sit and talk. And if there are things that you hear from us and it's a bit of a squeaky wheel, your inner guidance is like, oh, interesting. Find more information about it, whether it's reaching out to myself or Nadine. And the top of the hour, we were talking about all kinds of things, but now we're going to jump into expectations and expectations on readings and life. Oh, I guess we were talking more about boundaries before the break. But if you would like to get a reading, this is our chance to give back to you and be of service and have this platform for you. Please go ahead and give us a call, 1-888-298-5569 or locally 425-373-5527. Our ultimate goal is to provide you with those new perspectives, new thoughts, new ideas, and to give you real life practical tools to help you sustain self-love, confidence, and to stand in your purpose. If you are thinking, oh my God, what is my purpose? Or you've got, all this anxiety and doubt and questioning about your purpose is you getting clear on how you want to show up, and then things will fall into place just like dominoes. We are going to talk about expectations now, and if we get a call, great. If not, great too. This, everything happens for a reason. Miss Nadine, expectations. You want to?
Okay, it's so funny because as you're talking, you know how spirit is. As I'm listening, spirit's getting louder and louder and repeating itself, and I'm trying to pay attention, Sue, but I'm listening. And right before we jump into expectations, if I get lost off track here, bring me back. But as I was listening, Spirit kept saying to me, and this has got to be for somebody, multiple people, or one person out there listening to this show. But what it is, okay, this morning you're in a rush and you can't find your car keys. You swear you put them here. They're not there. You're in a panic, you're grouchy because you can't find your keys and you're going to be late, okay? Instead of being angry about it and frustrated about it, I want you to be thankful about it because Spirit is protecting you.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you.
So those extra 5 minutes or 10 minutes that it took you to find those keys just helped you avoid what could have been. So it's always a protection. So never feel bad about being late or not being able to find something because Spirit is slowing you down for a reason. And you have to trust that.
Goosebumps all over my body. Wow.
It's for
that
your
is beautiful.
highest good. So whoever that is out there that this has happened to today, that was for your highest,
Your highest good. Oh, brilliant.
Just
Yay.
Now back to expectations.
Yes. Oh, that was brilliant though, love. That is so vital. And I was going to say before we left for break, when I drop pennies or dimes or a crystal or whatever, if I drop something, I leave it because that is a message for somebody else to see for a profound healing. Could be husband, could be grandfather, could be mother. So, leave the penny, or if you see the penny, pick it up and say thank you. Open yourself up because spirits worked really hard to give you that message. Okay, let's jump into expectations. We keep floating around here. Which is really good. I love it. Yes.
I'm so ADD. I love it. I'm like, what's next? I can follow anything.
Squirrel. Yeah.
Squirrel. Yeah. So expectations comes up a lot. And I have to remind people this almost every reading, unless they've been with me before. But expectations are like, let's say it's your first time, or not even your first time. You're going into a reading, you're going into a coaching, you're going into, ask some questions, and you have an idea of what you want the answer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Nadine, did we lose you? Where'd you go, babe?
I said to you.
Oh, there you are. Okay. We lost you, Nadine.
You're expecting a certain outcome. Oh, am I gone?
Nope, you're there, babe. I'm going to stop talking. You continue.
Oh, sorry. So in my personal experience with expectations, it comes across as people sitting across from me, and we've talked about this before, but they're sitting across from me and they say, if this is real, my grandmother's going to talk about my ring.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Only if they talk about my ring will this be real. So they have this expectation and this block. So
I was going to say, you're blocking. Yep.
You've just blocked the energy with your expectation. So now you're not hearing all the other 10 validations that are 100% as true, 100% as true as the ring on your finger.
Oh, right? Yes.
You're missing them. And you're missing part of life when you have expectations. You're missing the bigger picture. So you have to release expectations. Life flows much easier when you have less expectations of yourself and of others. You can have values and morals and goals for yourself, but or other people, but when you have those expectations, lots of times you can be super disappointed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Expectations bring in disappointment. And that it is. For a reading, it's a total block. A completely total block. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So try to be open, try to release those expectations. I know you can be excited and you can be hopeful, but please just listen to what's actually being said versus what you want to be said.
Valuable. So valuable. Expectations and boundaries.
Expectations come up. Boundaries are a big one.
They are, love.
I'm going to ask you a question, Sue.
Okay, boundaries question.
Put on your coaching hat. Here we go.
All right, my love.
Why is it that boundaries seem to be so hard for the majority of people?
Oh, it's about self-love and not wanting to disappoint.
So it's a cultural thing, like a society thing.
There are, and I speak lovingly, Mexico, Spanish culture, massive people pleasers, massive. They'll just say yes just to say yes. Right. I mean, and I don't mean any disrespect or anything like that. That is a massive cultural thing. And there's other cultures and other cultures, other nationalities that do the same. And they are, I was just having this conversation. They are so wrapped up and deep-seated in their family. They have to caretake for their family. They have to pay for their family. They have to run a business for their family, that they are literally killing themselves inside because they have no space for themselves. And at some point, and your question was about boundaries, at some point, enough is enough. I would like it if you would not get to that enough is enough point, because enough is going to manifest into a disease into your body. It's going to manifest something in your body. If your body is hurting or painful, it's giving you a message. Boundaries, like for example, when we were talking about, I was just talking to a gentleman last week, and he's very deep seated in his family and caretaking without boundaries. He's a people pleaser at work, at family, everything. And then I'm just like, well, when are you going to stop doing that? When are you going to make the choice to take care of yourself? And he's like, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, well, you start with getting very clear on how you want to show up, the types of people and the environments that you want around. And there's going to be people that are going to go by the wayside. We talked about this at the beginning of the hour. When you put up boundaries, and those boundaries, all those people around you are used to you being that giver. The takers, that doesn't mean anything bad. It's just how they're showing up. The takers will go to the wayside. That's just that's just inevitable. Now, the family members, if you're looking going, oh my God, but what about my family? I'm like, well, that happens too. That totally happens. However, if there's people in your life, family or friends, that truly love you and want to be a part of your life and have that engagement and integration, they will be there with you. They just will. They'll grow with you. So for you to stand in your power, in your purpose, and self-love with loving intention, not attack, with loving intention, explaining to them your boundaries and how you want to show up, how you want to communicate, how you want to engage, will not only be a shining example for them, it will also give them permission to show up as a better self. How juicy is that?
Very juicy. Yeah. Sexy Sue and her tidbits of juiciness. I love it.
Super Sue in the house, baby.
Super sexy Sue.
I love that. Oh my goodness. I love it. So yeah, so but Nadine, you and I have done I've taught you the Craziness Clarity Template for Transformation and the Essence of You program. The first thing is always awareness. You've heard me talk about this. And I say that, and I walk the talk. All of you know that I have walked the talk for years and created all of these tools to create self-love and confidence and walking in your purpose. And it is so important for the awareness piece, because if you're not aware of how you want to show up, you're not aware how you're treating people, how you are being treated, how you are allowing people to treat you, then there's no moving forward. You're still stuck in a habit of, victimhood perhaps. And I know when somebody said that to me, years ago, victimhood, I'm not a victim. Oh, I got defensive. Of course my defensive got up, because I'm like, I'm not a victim. No way. No, sorry, baby, you are. And we're all, us, myself and Nadine, are going to love you through that transition. Figure out how you're going to show up. Your original question was about the boundaries, and it is about self-love, self-care, and figuring out strong conviction of how you are going to show up. That means, are you going to show up with love? Are you going to show up with gratitude, above the line frequencies and energies? And I break it down, and Nadine, you know this, I break it down to complete basics, because I know when you're in fight or flight, because many of us are. I think there's a statistic out there that over 80% of Americans are completely in fight or flight. The last thing you want to do is a Rubik's Cube. And that is, I know I didn't. I wanted simplicity, I wanted practicality, and I wanted tools that I could apply to my life immediately. Life meaning when I'm having a conversation with Nadine, when I'm having a conversation with the barista, when I'm having a conversation with the gas attendant, whatever that is, I want to show up the best self. Now, I'm not, and Nadine, we just talked about this a second ago. It's not that we're on, that's just authentically how we're showing up. And you see in other people, sometimes they're kind of taken back they're like, oh, we got eye contact. What does that mean? It means I love you and you're a beautiful human, and that's how I'm showing up, and I'm exchanging beautiful frequency with you. And people, and it's so fun, and because I've been traveling so much, and I kind of test that engagement out, and I see how people react. And it's pretty powerful when you can truly engage with somebody eye to eye contact and really, really authentically be thankful for the interaction. Like the barista or even the garbage man, just saying, you know what, buddy, thank you. Thank you so much. Because everybody's on their own journey, and their own journey to self-love. And truly, your life is as good as your mindset. It really is. So
yeah, and I see that every day in people. And the thing is and talk about expectations. I guess I do have a lot of expectations sometimes, in the sense that I wake up in the morning, I expect to have a good day. I just do. And but if it goes bad, I'm not like, oh,
well, that's
are
a
ruined.
different.
Like,
well, I don't think that's an expectation. Well,
it's more like
okay.
hopeful or no.
Well,
I do
you can
expect, like when I go out. I guess no, I don't know what to put word to it, but like when I go and have an interaction with somebody, like let's say, like you say, the gas attendant or the garbage man, and I send my love their way, and I get it back. So I kind of expect everywhere I go that everyone's going to be nice to me, and I'm going to have lots of conversations.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't. No. You can have the expectation of how you're going to show up.
Yeah, that's how I show
convicted. Yeah, and then be convicted. And we've got a caller, Nancy from Maltby's, on the phone. So hang on just a second.
Oh yeah.
But that expectation of how you're going to show up is a good one, because you're above the line. You've showing up in love and vitality and empowerment and gratitude. That is super good stuff. But you cannot walk through life expecting other people to show up that way. Oh my God.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But even if I get told off, at least I know in myself that I've showed up authentically.
Yes, for sure. Okay, let's get to the phone lines. Nancy, Thank you for calling in, sweetheart. I'm Sue. Please meet Nadine. How can we help you today?
Hello, Sue and Nadine. I do have some questions. I wanted to talk about showing up, and before I ask my question, that is that every time you make those positive interactions and you treat people as they are divine, that raises their divinity. So you are helping them. Even if they may not reflect it back to you, you raise their vibrations just by doing that.
Oh, 100% agree with you. 100%. And yeah, you're setting the frequency. You're showing up as a great example.
That's right.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you. And my question has to do with my own spiritual journey and the impediments. There are things showing up in my dreams. I've worked on cutting the ties with mother issues, father issues, fear, compartmentalization, and working through my heart rather than my logical head. So do you have any kind of input on this so that I can progress?
Nadine?
So it's about cutting. So you've cut cords with things that are holding you back. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I thought I was quite thorough in cutting the cords with my mother and my father. Every now and then they show up in my dreams because I use the spiritual dream interpretation. And what's coming up now is compartmentalization and thinking things through with my head and not my heart.
And so go ahead, Nadine. Go ahead. So sorry, honey.
I'm just wondering if you find compartmentalization helpful to you or not.
It's safer. It is, because you're working through all of the different parts. You're working with it logically rather than opening up that big green heart chakra and feeling your way through. Right. How can I feel my way through?
Go ahead,
sorry,
honey.
Sue. I'm just going to quickly say, so when you're cutting cords and things like that and working with your heart and all of those feelings, they're very complex and multi-layered. So what I'm thinking, like when I cut cords with something that's, especially if something I've been really attached to for a long time, something that's really been harmful, let's say, to myself for a long, long time, I'm used to it being there. It's become a part of me. So sometimes you have to cut cords over and over and over again until it is gone. Sometimes you have to use multiple techniques to let it go. So don't be hard on yourself if it comes back. It's okay, because every time it comes back, it's going to be less and less and way longer in between. And eventually it'll be gone. And then other times it's gone right away and you'll never think of it again. So just be patient with yourself.
And if I could throw, yes, I love that. And if I could throw in the 3D practicality of that, if there is some release, there's some release that's happening in your body that you are being rewarded. Your body is chemically being rewarded from this habit or this release. And I got to back up and have that conversation about cutting cords. It's yes, there is an actual cutting cords, but it's also a really good metaphor for breaking the habit or breaking some old relationship pattern that you have had. And if I could say, Nancy, if it's coming up in your dreams, if there's little reminders, that means there's, and I think you know this already intuitively, there are things that you need to keep dealing with or have in front of you, because you know Spirit Divine is going to keep bringing those situations, those experiences to you until you have fully cross that bridge. So if there's something that's coming up with your mom, your dad, in your relationships, whether it's dreams or if it's in real 3D, there's something there that needs to be addressed, looked at, and forgiven. I'm hearing forgiveness. Does that resonate with you, Nancy?
Yes, it does.
Does it? Okay. Was that helpful?
That was helpful. Is there a way, a technique that I can use, perhaps affirmation in the morning or the evening, an exercise that I can do that will help me climb out of my brain and into my heart?
Oh, yes. Just get heart centered for sure. Staying above the line. I do this, and it's deep breathing. It is meditation. And I say meditation, and for the audience, if some of you are new to meditation, you could do a 15-minute meditation. It's literally, and I say to my clients, you can go into deep meditation with breathing. You can go into meditation with walking. You can get into that meditation feeling by gardening, by doing the dishes. There's that sense of your body getting calm and relaxed and just truly feeling your heart. And Nancy, this keeps coming up for me, and I had this experience. I'm like, oh, I got to share this. The other day, I was laying on the side of my body on my left side, and I could feel her beating. I could feel it and hear her beating. And I tapped into her, and I just said, oh my God. Oh, I love you so, so much. And I just went into that moment, and because you can feel her or him, that beating of the heart, you can feel your pulse. And I just went into that moment and just had some deep breaths and went into high vibration gratitude and love. And that was a huge shift for me. I hope that was helpful to you. And then you can move into the forgiveness. Was that helpful, Nancy?
That was very helpful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, sweetheart. Let us know how we can be of service anymore as well. Thank you for calling in, love.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Miss Nadine.
I was just thinking, like, I know we're at the end of the show here, and I'm so thankful that she called in, but if she ever wants to call in again, I would love to discuss that even more, because I've used some things, especially coming from the heart, but sometimes I've had to actually come from a place of not loving kindness.
Oh, well, we're going to save that for another show, my dear. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, do. Okay, put that on the ticker. We've got a minute. I'm going to wrap everything up. Gratitude, inner peace, self-love, seeing the true you. Big theme of the day. Get inner peace. Surround yourself with those types of people. Cultivate that inner peace. Cultivate that on a daily basis. Cultivate the right frequency for yourself, and that will bring those types of people to you. Nadine Greca, the only one on Facebook. You're welcome to find her there. Of course, you'll find her at SueLundquist.com. If you have that squeaky wheel, if you're looking at anxiety and questioning your purpose, spin out, burnout, lack of desire, no direction, I highly recommend going to my website, SueLundquist.com. Let's get on the phone. Let's have a conversation, see if we're a good match. It's not a sales call. It's purely a good match but there's coaches all over the place. I want this to be very valuable for you. Online course, the Craziness Clarity Template for Transformation and the Essence of You program. You're welcome to do that at SueLundquist.com. The letter C, the number 2, the letter C. Until next time, I love you guys. Each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely, and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week. The preceding audio was via a Skype call.